You know that feeling, right? That internal battle when you're looking at a task.
Yeah.
Maybe it's, I don't know, a big report or starting to study something new or even just like the dishes.
Yeah.
Your brain just goes, nope, puts up this wall. You know you need to do it. Maybe you even want the result, but actually starting feels huge, like wading through treacle.
Oh, absolutely. It's that invisible force field, isn't it? And it has a name, procrastination.
Right.
Just, waiting, delaying, even when you know you shouldn't.
Mm-hmm.
So today we're doing a deep dive into this really universal thing and our mission to unpack a surprisingly simple but genuinely powerful trick to push through it.
Okay, I'm intrigued.
We're calling it the 10-minute rule. Now, the source we're looking at, it actually comes from materials for English learners, funnily enough.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, but the insight, it applies to absolutely anyone who just wants to, get stuff done.
And this source material sounds really practical.
Yeah, exactly. It uses this short, relatable conversation to show how it works, and it even defines some key terms, which is helpful. Makes it, super clear.
Okay, great. So where do we start? The problem itself.
Let's start there. Yeah. The source, it kicks off with these characters, Emily and Mike, and they both immediately recognize that feeling. Mike actually says he looks at his book and just feels too tired or lazy to study.
Oh, I know that feeling. It's not just studying, is it? It could be anything. Starting that complicated email.
Right, or planning meals for the week.
Yeah. Anything that requires that bit of initial mental effort. That first push feels enormous sometimes.
Exactly. And our source gives that feeling a name, putting something off.
Okay.
It's just delaying because you don't feel like it right now. The example they give is perfect. I always put off my homework until the last minute. We've all been there, yeah?
Definitely. That last minute panic.
Yeah.
So, okay, we all recognize the problem when we put things off. What's this amazing simple trick then? The 10-minute rule.
Right. So here it is. It's almost like ridiculously simple. You commit to doing the task, studying, working, whatever it is, for just 10 minutes.
Just 10 minutes.
Just 10. And crucially, after those 10 minutes, you have full permission to stop. If you want to, you just stop. That's the deal you make with yourself.
Huh. That sounds almost too easy. Like, how can that possibly work for big tasks?
Well, that's the beauty of it, isn't it? The source points out you're not committing to a whole hour or 2 hours.
Right. That's the scary part usually, the sheer size of it.
Exactly. That huge block of time is intimidating. It triggers the, I don't want to feeling. But shrinking it down to just 10 minutes, suddenly it feels, as the source says, not scary.
Wow.
And it's easy to fit into your day. It just lowers that mental hurdle right down.
I can see that. It's like tricking your brain into starting.
Yeah.
Does the source give an example of this in action?
It does, yeah. There's this dialogue between Lisa and Tom. Lisa says exactly what we've been talking about. I want to study English, but I keep putting it off.
Mm-hmm. Relatable.
Totally. And Tom just asks, have you tried the 10-minute rule?
And what does she say?
Her reaction is exactly what you'd expect, just 10 minutes. That sounds easy. You can almost hear the relief, right? That shift from, impossible to, maybe I can do that.
Yeah, that little aha moment. That's key.
That's absolutely the turning point. So why does it work? The psychology.
Yeah, what's the mechanism?
Well, the source explains it really clearly. It says the rule helps your brain get started. It's all about overcoming that initial inertia, that feeling of being stuck.
Right, the getting going part.
Exactly. The source says the hard part is just starting, but once you begin, it feels easier. It even says it's like your brain wakes up.
Huh, I like that. A sleepy brain waking up.
Yeah. And it directly tackles Lisa's other comment. I always feel lazy at the beginning. This rule is like a gentle nudge to get the engine turning over, rather than demanding full speed straight away.
Okay, so it gets you started. But what about actually getting the work done? Does 10 minutes make a difference?
Well, here's the really interesting part. The source points out that most of the time when you start, you keep going.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Think about it. You've overcome the biggest hurdle starting. You're already doing it. So your brain goes, okay, well, I'm here now. I might as well do a little more.
Huh. So the 10 minutes is just the hook, the way in.
Precisely. That micro commitment snowballs.
Mm-hmm.
It links to another phrase the source defines, keep going, meaning, continue even if it's tough.
Right.
Like their example. I wanted to stop running, but I kept going and finished the race. The 10-minute rule generates that initial momentum that makes it easier to keep going.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. So practically speaking, how would you apply this, say, for studying English, like in the source?
Well, they give some great concrete examples. For your 10 minutes, you could Listen to a short podcast,
Right.
read one page, watch a short video. Really small, manageable chunks.
So, Lisa, in the dialogue, what does she decide to do?
She decides to watch an English video for 10 minutes. See? Simple, specific, achievable.
And I guess even if she did stop after 10 minutes. Exactly. That's the other crucial point the material makes. Even if you stop after 10 minutes, it's still a win.
Right, because you did something. You broke the pattern of avoidance.
Precisely. That small success is so important for building habits. It reinforces the action. You showed up. You did the 10 minutes. Your brain learns, hey, that wasn't so bad after all.
Yeah. It avoids that feeling of failure if you aimed for an hour and only did 10 minutes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It just makes sense.
Yeah.
Right? That's another phrase they clarify meaning. Something is clear, logical.
Okay.
Like their example. Do you study better in the morning? That makes sense. You have more energy. The idea that this small win is psychologically sound, that it builds momentum.
Right.
Well, that makes sense.
It really does. So for you listening right now,
Mm-hmm.
maybe take a second. What is that one thing, that task you've been nudging down your to-do list?
Yeah, because this isn't just about studying English, obviously. It's a tool, a framework for any task that feels daunting before you start. It's recognizing that often the biggest wall isn't the task itself, it's just starting it. Committing to just 10 minutes is like finding a small door in that wall.
A way to bypass the big, scary gatekeeper.
Yeah, you basically trick the gatekeepers. And doing that consistently, that's how you build momentum and actually start achieving those bigger things. Small steps, big results.
Okay, so let's quickly recap the core idea here.
Mm-hmm.
Procrastination, that feeling of resistance, it's super common. We all feel it.
Yep.
But this 10-minute rule, commit to just 10 minutes, permission to stop, is a brilliantly simple and effective way to just get started, to build that crucial initial momentum.
That's it. Remember, the biggest barrier is often just starting, getting over that initial hump.
Right.
So here's something to think about. If small, consistent actions really do add up, and they do what goal that feels maybe insurmountable right now, what could you start tackling with just 10 minutes today? Seriously, think about it. How could committing to just that tiny slice of time change how you approach those tasks you dread? Not just today, but, long term. What new habits, what progress could start to grow if you just consistently showed up for those first 10 minutes?